That's my mom. Sorry, y'all. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. If you're visiting for the first time, my name is Sharidan and I am a first grade teacher in South Carolina, and I'm about to start my third year of teaching, and I'm so excited about that. Today's video is going to be a teacher tag called the Back to School Teacher Tag. This is a collab that was put on by Kathy from the Math Reflective. You guys need to go check out her channel. She posts a lot of informative videos and just a lot of encouragement, and she is just so wise. So I definitely think you need to check out her channel if you are not subscribed already. So if you're interested in the Back to School Teacher Tag, keep watching. Before we get started, I just think it's so crazy how fast the summer has gone by. I have already been in my classroom to get things set up, and it's going really well. I'm trying to take it very, very slow and just kind of enjoy the process. But I will have a video on that very, very soon. So let's get into the Back to School Teacher Tag questions. These, I gotta say, are some very good questions. You're gonna find that it's a lot about classroom culture, which is something that I definitely want to change this year with my new kiddos. All right, there's not that many questions. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions. So this should go by pretty quickly. Question number 1. What 3 words, adjectives, yes, describe your classroom culture and why? Well, this was kind of hard because there's so many things that I could say about my classroom culture. I will say that last year I had kind of a hard year with classroom culture just because, I don't know, I'm not really sure why. There were just a lot of different things going on, lots of changes. I was always getting new students. My classroom grew from 17 to 21 in a year, and it got to be a little bit much and very overwhelming, and I just tried to go with the flow as best as I could, and it was very, very hard. So this year I definitely want to make some changes, and I think my 3 words for this year are going to be respect, because I definitely think that if we don't respect each other between me and the students, and then the students like with each other, I definitely don't think that learning or a happy environment, a positive environment, will be possible without that element of respect. So I definitely think that I want there to be an element of respect all throughout, within our class, with all of the other teachers, with everyone in the building. I definitely want to incorporate an element of respect. My second word I want to say is team building, or teamwork, if you will. I think that last year I probably didn't do the best job with team building activities. I don't know, I honestly think I just, like I said, got overwhelmed with a lot of different things, and I just had a lot going on last year with, you know, just the regular challenges of teaching, and then I'm also in grad school, and that was my hardest year of grad school, and I just juggled so many different things last year. I just kind of put a lot of things on the back burner, and I really shouldn't put myself in a position where I do that. But I definitely want to work on team building with my class. My big focus for this year is kindness and creating a classroom family in a way. And that goes back to my respect word, that, you know, being able to respect each other and realizing that we are a family and we are a team, and everything works if we work together. And the first week of school, and this is actually a question down the line, but within the first few days of school, I really want to focus on team building and games or activities where the kids have to rely on each other. I'm working on that though. I'm working on finding some activities that kind of center around that, so stay tuned for those things. And then my third word, I don't know what I want that third word to be. So I said respect, team building, I guess organization. I definitely think organization is something that I struggle with. I'm definitely a lot better than I was my first year of teaching 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? Definitely was not 2 weeks ago, y'all. I'm so sorry. 2 years ago. I think I'm definitely a lot better than I was 2 years ago. I was just kind of throwing things around and I would just get frazzled if I couldn't find something, and it would take me a while to find it. I know one year I accidentally threw away my kids' writing from their solar system unit. I think I just thought they were extra papers and I wasn't paying attention, accidentally recycled them. Luckily, I was able to get them before the recycling went for our school. I still praise the Lord every day that that didn't happen. That would not have been good. So organization is definitely something that I want to implement into my classroom culture, just because I think that, and you know, every kid is different. I don't want to be super strict on that. I don't want to be like, you have to do it exactly this way or you're not gonna do well or something like that. I know my kids are all learners in their own right, and they might learn a certain way, and if it's messy, it's messy. If it's neat and pristine, it's neat and pristine. But I do want to kind of lay a basic framework for how this is where you need to put this is where you need to put this, if you know what I mean. Just because it is important to be organized. I think that's just a life skill that they're gonna just want to need to have growing up. So I hope that made sense. All right, question number 2. What is one activity or routine you do that makes students feel welcome in your classroom? This could be a first day, week activity, or an ongoing one. Well, one thing that I did in my class, and like I said, I didn't really keep up with it, but I know every once in a while when I would remember, would be to have my kids during morning meeting like do like a high five to the person next to them, and then turn to the person on the other side of them and do a high five and say good morning or something like that. And then I did every day do a team chant, like a classroom chant. It's our good morning song in a way. It goes like this: good morning everyone. It's like a call and response. So it's like good morning everyone, and then they would say good morning everyone, the day has just begun. And then they would say it, and then I would say it's time for morning meeting. They'd say the same thing, and then we'll have some fun. They'd say the same thing. And then I have 4 tables, so it will be like table 1, are you ready? Yes we are. Table 2, are you ready? Yes we are. And on throughout the 4 tables, and then we go back to the beginning and do the whole thing, and then that's it. They loved that. I think that really started our mornings off on a really good note, just to kind of have something peppy and upbeat in the mornings. Like I know a lot of times my kids will come in very tired and just are not quite ready, but if we all did something like that as a class, I think that it would kind of ease them into their mornings better. So I'm going to continue that. The kids loved it. I know my kids this year will love it. It's gonna be awesome. All right, question number 3. How do you develop growth mindset? Describe one way. Well, I don't, and I probably should. I do incorporate growth mindset. Well, I guess incorporate's not the best word. Encourage growth mindset. I'll have kids that will tell me, you know, Ms. Parnell, I just can't do this. It's too hard. Well, I would ask them, well, what's hard about it? What can we try? What can we do? I keep asking them questions and probing them so that eventually they will be able to go in their brains and try out everything that they've learned and eventually come to a solution on their own. But I don't think I explicitly teach that, and that's definitely another thing that I want to make sure that I do. Just because I have very young kids, they're 6 and 7 years old, and you know, it's very easy for them to get frustrated. They're used to being in kindergarten and having a teacher and then an assistant teacher. First grade is going to be the first year where they will have just one teacher, and they are going to really learn to have to be independent, and there are going to be some growing pains for them and for me. But I think just showing them and teaching them to be independent, guiding them, giving them the skills, showing them exactly what it is that I want for them to do or my expectations for them, and then just guiding them, cheering them on, being their biggest cheerleader, their biggest motivator. I feel like that will help them to develop a growth mindset. But that's definitely something, I keep saying definitely, but you know, it's definitely something I want to teach. I'll teach more effectively this school year. Question number 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, question number 4. How do you develop leadership in your students? I love this question. So I am a big proponent for kids kind of taking charge of their own learning and taking charge of themselves. I think that's one of the 7 habits of happy kids, somewhere in there. But taking charge of themselves, or I'm in charge of me, something like that. But I have started something in my classroom last year about being a kindness ambassador. And it's something that I want to continue this year. All it was just, I picked 3 kids per week so that everyone would get to do it. I picked 3 kids a week to be kind of my assistants in a way, but I called them kindness ambassadors. The goal was for them to really focus on those people or those kids who were just really showing good leadership, being really nice to each other, just being there for one another. And I personally think that that helped out my classroom culture so much last year. There was just a point last year where I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. And what am I doing wrong? This was an idea actually given to me by my mom to do this. And I think it helped because it caused the kids to really, I guess, internalize their own behavior or their own feelings towards one another. I don't really know how else to characterize it. You have to see it to just kind of to see how it works. So those kindness ambassadors, I got them little badges that said kindness ambassador on it. I think that's what it said. And then they each got their own clipboard, and they would get to write down the names of the kids that were doing something really well, but I needed them to write down what it was that they did that was well. That was just something for me. That's what I used to give out the little monetary system that we have at our school. I use that to give them that. And it also, in the middle of the day, I would read those clipboards, and I wouldn't use a certain person's name. I would just say, this person is doing a very good job showing their classmate or showing their peer or their friend what to do when they're confused about something. This person is doing a really good job following the directions the first time. And I think when they heard that language, they were able to be, maybe the ones who weren't necessarily doing that, they were able to be like, oh, okay, this is what I need to be doing. It wasn't a perfect system, but I can tell you I saw improvement in my class after a few weeks of doing that. So I'm gonna continue doing that. And if you want more information about that or want me to do a separate video on that, I could talk all day about that. I just can't really do it in this video, but if you want a separate video on that, I can definitely film one for you if you leave a comment down below. Question number, I think I'm on 5 now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, okay. What is a beginning of class, end of class routine that you have that contributes to your classroom culture? At the beginning of class, remember I said we did that chant in the morning, and we did like the high five good morning thing. At the end of class, we don't really do a big thing. I do, however, ask them, what is one thing that you thought went well today in our class, and what is something that maybe we could do better tomorrow? I never say bad. I always try to keep it positive. But one thing that we could improve. And then I'll call in a few friends if we have time, depending on how much time we have, to share those things with me. And you know, I say, okay, thumbs up, thumbs down, do you agree or disagree with what they said? And then I'll say a little something, and then by then the bell will ring, it's time to go. But I think that helps them to also think about how their day went and be thinking about, hey, if it wasn't a very good day, it doesn't have to be like that tomorrow. So think about how you can be the positive change for the next day. So I think that's also a very good thing to do. Number 6. Is there something, gosh, I really hope I didn't skip one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I miscounted. I think I said there were 8 questions. There's actually 7. We're almost done. But number 6. Is there something new you are going to incorporate this year? Why and where did you get the inspiration? Give credit. Okay. Well, as far as I'm assuming it's probably related to classroom culture. I'm not sure. But there is a new just classroom thing that I want to incorporate next year. I think it might contribute to classroom culture, but my team and I have been talking about doing morning tubs or STEM bends, something like that. Something to kind of help the kids ease into their mornings. I know when in the mornings in my class, they pack up, eat their breakfast, and they do their morning journal. And I think it might, and maybe it is a better idea to kind of have them ease into their mornings by doing something where they get to make something or create something, construct something, better than asking them to just boom, get right to work in the mornings. So that's something that I wanted to incorporate, and maybe that'll go with the team building, being able to work together to create something. They don't have to work together, but they can do it by themselves if they want to. But working together to create something, I think will help with that team building aspect that I really want to build and develop in my classroom next year. This year, not next year, this coming year. Last question. What is one piece of advice you would give to a new teacher in regards to creating classroom culture? The biggest thing is to don't be afraid to try something new. I think I said this in my advice for new teachers video, but I would say don't be afraid to try something new. There might be things that work, that are working awesome, and then you might have something that doesn't work or is not working for that class. Things can change from year to year, and if you are struggling with something, don't just sit there and keep doing the same thing. You might need to change something, and that's okay. It's your class, these are your kids, and you have them for the year. If you are struggling, try something different, try something new. I know my first year of teaching, I had to try so many different things. This past year, it was my second year of teaching, I had to try so many different things in order to get my class to the way that I knew that they could be. So don't be afraid to try anything new, and don't be afraid if it doesn't work for a week, 2 weeks. You'll find your niche, and it's gonna be fantastic. Well, we've come to the end of this video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this tag. Please go, after you watch this one, go watch the other videos where some other teachers in this tag are going to be answering the same questions based on their experience. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, tell me some things that you are doing to incorporate classroom culture or to develop your classroom culture for this year. If you are interested in participating in this tag, I'm going to put the comments in the description box so that you can maybe answer these questions, and let's see what you have to come up with. I'm looking forward to watching everyone's videos. Thank you again, Kathy, for including me in this collab. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I am looking forward to seeing you guys in my next video and starting a wonderful school year. I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye!